Canadian banks have a reputation for being well regulated and for following the rules. But today, some investors seem to have taken a step back from TD, just as more questions about employee practices surface. Earlier this week, CBC's Go Public team reported that 3 TD employees complained they are under intense and constant pressure to squeeze profit from customers by selling them products they didn't need.
I feel bad. I feel bad for what they're making me do.
Now, some employees say they have broken the law, trying to meet sales targets and keep their jobs, upgrading customers, extending lines of credit and credit card limits without customers' knowledge, a violation of the Federal Bank Act. In an email to CBC, TD disputed the claims, saying the environment you describe is very much at odds with how we run our business. Tonight, the CEO told CBC the company is committed to listening and responding to our colleagues and customers, adding that the bank is in the business of trust. But for this marketing expert, that's not enough.
So I think the first thing TD has to do is come out and acknowledge that, look, there may not be a fire, but there's a lot of smoke here, and we need to do an investigation.
The situation is already being compared to that of Wells Fargo. The giant U.S. bank was fined $185 million after thousands of its employees made up bogus customer accounts to hit sales targets.
The situation is different, but there are some parallels between them, and it caused a lot of problem for a long period of time.
Credit ratings agency DBRS says it's watching TD Bank closely, but in a statement today, it said, at this time, DBRS does not anticipate any rating changes for TD emanating from these allegations.
If there's no real support in the market, you get, stocks can run up strongly, and when they get hit, they really get hit quite strongly.
Bill Harris and the investment fund he works for invest in TD. He doesn't expect a long-term impact to the bank's reputation or to its profit.
Sort of a third of earnings now come from the U.S. and multiple business lines, and this is really not enough to move the needle.
But some investors and customers will watch TD's next moves closely. Some analysts say it could spur other banks to launch proactive investigations into their own practices to avoid costly days on the stock market and potential long-term damage to their brands. Jacqueline Hansen, CBC News, Toronto.